Fall is here and the leaves are changing, and that means there are leaves on the ground, and one way or another you've got to do something with them. And that's where one of these comes in handy. I'm Monica Hemingway with the Gardening Products Review, and this is our review of the Yard Force 120 volt cordless blower. So this blower has a ton of power. This new generation of 120 volt blowers are pretty well equivalent in many ways to a gas blower. But it comes at a price, and that's weight. So this battery, this 112 volt battery, weighs quite a lot. It does have a handle, so it's a little easier to manage it. You just pop it in here, okay? And then it's got a release as well, so that it pops back out pretty easily. Whoa, heavy. So this is the battery, and as you can see, it has an indicator light, so you just press that and it'll show you how much charge is left. You can do that either when it's just loose like this, or best part, when it's in the blower itself, so you have an idea of how much longer you can run. So I'm going to just put that in there to show you the features on this blower. So first of all, it has an on-off switch, which is pretty obvious. And then it's got 3 different speeds, which is really nice. Most blowers just have an on and an off. This one, you can go from low to medium to high. It also has a cruise control feature, which is also really nice because then you don't have to keep holding the trigger. You can just put it at the speed you want it and let it go. So as you can see, this thing is pretty heavy. It weighs 23 pounds when the battery is inserted. So it's not that easy to manage, and you can see I'm holding it here against my hip. The downside to that is that's where the air intake is. So if you've got it up against yourself, you're going to be sucking your clothing into it, burn out the motor. So you need to hold it beside you. Now that's going to get tiring really, really quickly. So thankfully, it comes with a shoulder harness, which you simply clip on over here. You have a couple of options with the shoulder harness. You can wear it on the same shoulder as the blower, or what's probably easier is to put it across your shoulder like this, and now it'll hang right beside you. The good thing with using this shoulder harness is it puts the blower in the right position so that you're not trying to hold it there with the nozzle pointing down. The reason being, the battery is so heavy, back heavy, it tends to tilt the blower up like this, and you want it in this position to use it. Another feature of this blower is that it comes with 2 different nozzles. So this one you can see is wide and flat. That's really good for getting underneath things, lifting piles up, blowing wider. The other nozzle is this one, which concentrates the airflow a little bit better. This is good for just general blowing things around in all directions. The blower puts out about 540 cubic feet per minute of air. So that's the air volume, or CFM for short, which is a lot. It also blows at about 140 miles an hour. So what you're looking at is a huge volume of air going pretty quickly. So this blower is going to move piles of wet leaves and small debris and brush, as well as dried leaves. With this battery, it's a 2.5 amp hour battery. You'll get about 45 minutes or so of run time, which is pretty good. And it'll recharge the battery in also about 45 minutes. Now, one thing to note with the charger, when you put it on there, the fan will kick in on the charger. So don't be alarmed if all of a sudden this fan starts going off. There's nothing wrong. It's just making sure it doesn't overheat. The blower itself comes with a 5-year limited warranty, and the battery has a 3-year warranty. Now that's pretty typical. That's what we're seeing on all of the cordless blowers these days. Safety is always important when you're using power tools, and with something like a blower, I really recommend that you wear goggles. So not just safety glasses, because this blows debris in all directions, and you don't want stuff coming in behind your safety glasses. So wear goggles and hearing protection. A cordless blower is not as loud as a gas-powered blower, but it still does make a lot of noise. So if you're using it for a while, hearing protection, either earplugs or earmuffs, are going to be a good idea. Long pants, long sleeve shirt, closed-toed shoes, and you're ready to go. as you can see, that was dried leaves over longish grass, and this did a fantastic job of moving it. I can put these all into a large pile and get rid of my leaves. Okay, so that is the round nozzle, and as you can see, the flat nozzle does a slightly better job over this kind of surface. But on, say, a driveway or pathway or something, this is going to be the nozzle of choice. Alright, so there we go. That's the round nozzle over river rock, and this nozzle works really well on that kind of surface because the rocks won't move, but everything inside them will. Okay, so final demonstration. Pine cones, pine needles, and small branches on a rough area. Let's see how this does in this situation. Alright, so as you can see, this is a pretty tough situation. Pretty much any blower, even 540 CFM and 140 miles per hour isn't going to budge that kind of stuff. This is where you're really going to need to use a rake. You know, I've been using this for a little while now, and I already notice that these little muscles right down here in my arm are starting to complain pretty loudly. This is heavy. And with some blowers you can move it like this. This one you really can't. You're going to be moving your whole body and lugging this thing around. So again, it's that compromise, power versus weight. So to sum it up, pros of this thing, it is a brute. It has a ton of power, it puts out a lot of air, it will move just about anything. It's got a pretty decent run time at about 40-45 minutes. That's on medium speed. It's got a cruise control, which is a really nice feature so your hand doesn't get tired holding that trigger. On the downside, you do pay for all of that, and that's in weight. The thing is heavy. So not everybody is going to want to carry around 23 pounds. That's like carrying 3-gallon jugs of milk. I mean, how long could you hold that in one hand? It is back heavy. So if you're not using the strap, you're really going to struggle to keep this in a proper blowing position. So if you like this review, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you think about this blower or any other cordless blowers. And don't forget to subscribe. We've got a subscribe button right down there. Bye for now. 120 volt. Let's start again. Yard force. And the blower puts out about 540 cubic feet per meter of air. So that's the air volume.
Cubic feet per minute.
Okay, so if you like this review, don't forget to subscribe. There's a button right there.